Yeah!
Yeah.
Get excited, everybody. The UFC heading to the KFC Yum Center in beautiful, scenic Derby City, Louisville, Kentucky, for a fight night event headlined by those two gentlemen, as you can see on the screen. Jared Cannonier back for the first time in about a year, taking on Nassourdine Imavov. And we are here to talk about UFC Louisville, and that's not me. It's a silhouette of what appears to be a woman with very short hair in the 1980s. But I am Mike Heck. Thank you for joining us. There I am. Hey, I look like, yeah. Who's Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo. Daphne? Is that Daphne?
Yeah.
That's a Daphne silhouette. But I am Mike Heck. And joining me is Casey Leydon, the baddest dash at MMA, the chair swinging fool himself. Does this thing even get a full chair spin, Casey? You went backwards. That's like no spin. It's a negative quarter spin from you, Casey. How are you, buddy? Not that enthused about this one?
Regular season baseball. You know, it's if you're a fan, it's cool, but it's just
Yeah.
I think yeah. It's an apex card, not at the apex.
Yeah. This is like Bears Lions, like Thanksgiving from like 5 years ago, where it's just like, yeah, it's football, but it's the only thing on right now. Yeah. And that's kind of what this card is. I do think this is going to be a fun watch. It's just fights. It's fights, and there's going to be some fun ones, but as we talk, I don't want to be negative. And we're not trying to be negative. It's just they're fun fights with very little stakes attached to them. So I like meaning to these fights.
I'm actually kind of a fan. I mean, I like watching Imavov fight. He just doesn't fight that much, and but I get it. This isn't like the spiciest fight, but it's main event, so crossing my fingers, hoping for a good night of fights. So
if this is the biggest gate in fight night history, I will be stunned. Like if this beats, I stunned St. Louis got it. If this beats St. Louis, I will lose my freaking mind. I wonder how many tickets are still available for this one. We'll have to look it up. But
yeah, Louisville, Kentucky, man. I don't know. I've never been there. I've driven through Kentucky once. That's about it. That's as much as I know about Kentucky, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the questions. We're here to talk about this card, and it wouldn't shock me if you wanted to talk about other things as well. Yeah. This. I mean, they sold a bunch of tickets. There's still several hundred available, but most of them in like the very upper decks. So they did pretty good.
Dude, so they sold like 11,000 tickets or something? Probably.
There's like some on the first level. There's like several rows still available, like way up front. There's like individual seats. Maybe like a couple of twos in the middle section. That's pretty much all gone. In the third section, there's a whole bunch. So if you want to go and spend $69 to watch a UFC card, you can do that. There's plenty of those $69 tickets available for you.
Yeah, if you've never been to a fight card or a UFC card, that's your chance. If you live in the Kentucky area.
Chance.
Here's your chance.
All right. We'll answer questions until we get a fight inside the octagon. Daniel Benson letting loose on the Bing Rips and trying not to pass out until the main card. There you go. Stanley Cup Game 1 is tonight, too. So, Estiga, if Reyes gets knocked into the Shadow Realm, should he retire? I hate these questions because I don't want to be the guy that, like, answers it. But I think there's a conversation that will certainly have to happen, right? I mean, I know.
I think there's different skills. I think if he loses bad tonight, we can kind of shut the door if Reyes is ever going to be a title contender. How about that? I don't think you losing to Dustin Jacoby is a quality 205er in the UFC. Losing to him isn't like shameful, but you have to beat guys like him if you want to be considered, in the upper echelon. Dominic Reyes clearly used to be considered upper echelon. Used to be considered by a lot of people maybe the best 205er in the world for, 5 minutes or something. But I think it's more about the kind of, I don't want to say downfall, but the downfall of Dominic Reyes to be, that's really the story here. Not really if he loses Dustin Jacoby, like someone that was like right there. And then somehow now you're going to be a Apex prelim guy in a couple years later, if that. So, I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, yeah, I understand certainly where you're coming from. I think the question is more towards, it's not just the losses, it's the way he's getting got. Because these are some of the most brutal knockouts you'll ever see. I mean, the Blachowicz one was bad. Yuri Prochazka, I thought Yuri Prochazka killed Dominic Reyes in the octagon with that spinning back elbow. He was down in a heap. You don't see guys fall to a bloody heap like that. And then you saw Ryan Spann with just a big jab do the same thing. And it's just the way he's getting finished, it's just brutal. Like, it's just brutal, and you feel bad and you cringe. And it's unfortunate that Dominic Reyes, a guy who many believe beat John Jones at UFC 247, has become the guy that we have to watch fights like this. We have to just barely peer through our fingers to make sure he's okay. So I'm with you. If he can't beat Dustin Jacoby, and Dustin's a fine fighter, I think his UFC run is over. I mean, that's 4 losses in a row. Actually, it would be 5. And if he gets knocked out, that's 4 stoppage losses in a row, 5 losses in a row. I'm sure he makes a decent paycheck after fighting for a belt, especially fighting John Jones, and then fighting Jan Blachowicz for a belt right after that. So yeah, this could be it for Dominic Reyes in the UFC. I'm actually picking Reyes to win this fight.
Me too. I'm picking him too. But I still think even if a loss, I think his next fight will be the must win. But I think in this modern UFC where you can have a lot more reds on your Tapology page than normally. I mean, when I started covering UFC, I remember 2 reds in a row. Then you're like, ooh boy, now we're at 4 reds. Okay, depending on your name value. But it used to be two losses in a row. Like, oh boy, you're really on thin ice. But
yep.
I think Dominic Reyes still is a name. We're talking about him, so I still think one more. I don't think this is a must win, but it's about as must win as a must win can get.
I think this is a must win. I think it's a must win.
All right.
I mean, just look at the layoffs, man. The Yuri Prochazka one was May 2021. He was out for 18 months after that, before the Ryan Spann loss, and now it's what? 19 months for this one.
Wow.
So there's got to be some concern there.
Yeah.
But we'll see how he does.
All right.
If he loses a competitive decision, I think he's okay. But if he goes and just gets melted again.
If I could say, if it looks like he just can't take a shot anymore, if you're going to be a 205er in this world, you have to be able to take a shot. You have to be very tough. Yeah, I can see that. If he just can't take shots anymore, that is a very valid concern. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Thank you, sir.
Super Jets.
Mason, thank you. Do you guys think the road shows to boost numbers for the rights deal coming up? Much love from Maryland.
Do you guys think
that they're doing the road shows to boost numbers for the rights deal coming up? I don't know what kind of numbers they're trying to boost up, though. You know what I mean?
No. For the deals coming up, the ESPN doesn't care about the gate. That's all UFC.
Yeah, they don't care about any of that.
They don't care about the gate. All the rights deal coming up. That's all going to be about big pay-per-views. Maybe the once in a while the big fight nights. And this isn't. This is a road show, but
this is not that. Yeah.
This ain't that. Like they may take a fight night. They don't do that really much. Like when you take a fight night to Boston or something like that. Like you have UFC on Fox in Boston, but UFC doesn't really. They don't do that anymore. It's just kind of a pay-per-views or fight nights. There's really kind of in between now. It feels like.
Yeah, Saudi's a big card. Saudi's a big one.
We talk about rights deals. Yeah, those. Yeah, there you go.
That's a big one.
There you go. All right.
That's going to be on ABC. That's going to be a very big deal. That's like Wide World of Sports time, like 3 p.m. main card, Eastern time. Like, that's a big deal. This is certainly not that. But, yeah. Last stand. What Taco Bell KFC item would you compare this card to? Oh, God.
I don't want to insult any of the Taco Bell's great products.
Whatever the breakfast is, I guess. Like, yeah. Like, I'll eat it if I have to, if it's the only place around.
Yeah,
Taco Bell's not my first choice for breakfast, but I'm sure it's good, but it's just not the first place I would think of. That's, yeah. Whatever their breakfast taco is what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Doesn't KFC have like chocolate? Like KFC would be, this would be like chocolate cake. You don't go to KFC for chocolate cake.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe, but you might see it, you might get a piece, and you might actually enjoy it. So yeah, those are the two items.
How about a churro from Taco Bell? I mean, churros are great, but churros from Taco Bell's aren't that great. So like these are UFC fights, which is generally cool, but all right, that's all I got for you. Thank you, Last Stand.
This is a very interesting question. Last Stand always gets us thinking here. What else we got?
I do.
Kenny Powers, Eastbound and Down. What up? Do you guys think Eduarda Mora gets a finish tonight? She did miss weight once again. I'm gonna say no because I'm actually picking Denise Gomes to win tonight.
I'm also picking Denise Gomes to win tonight. Yeah, I guess Kenny Powers just he had to get our opinion on Eduardo Mora. I'm not what I hear her name a lot. Like what's the story on her?
She's good. She's a very solid Brazilian prospect. She had a great performance on the Contender Series. She gets a ton of finishes, a lot of submissions. She's fun. Like she is a fun fighter. She just can't make weight at all. And that is a problem.
And she's strawweight? Okay, so she might, yeah. Did she miss
going
weight?
Up to 25,
man. Oh,
man.
She missed weight against Montserrat, and she missed, what? Oh,
yeah.
Jeez.
Two fights, 2 weight misses.
Okay, that's what, previously that would be an issue, but UFC has a 125 division now for the ladies, so I don't understand why the UFC, well, obviously it's too late now for this fight, but I would think if I'm the UFC matchmakers, you don't offer any more fights at strawweight. Her next fight is at flyweight. So, yeah. Which kind of
last fight. And I think Denise Gomes is really good. She just her losses are to she got Loma Lookboonmee, Mead, and then Angela Hill, man. Yeah. Like Angela Hill's really good.
She is good,
but
she's getting better.
Yasmin, she bolted Yasmin Hadagi, and I think a lot of people are very high on her, and she beat her in 20 seconds. So I think Gomes has fought probably better competition overall. I think Angela Hill is by far the toughest matchup that either woman has faced. So
who it was Denise Gomes that Yasmin, yeah. Okay, cool. All right.
She could, but I say no. Mason back again. With knockouts, can the gloves be tonight's biggest winner?
With knockouts? Oh, I guess this would be the second card of the new gloves, and there were no knockouts in the last card.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
I think we're just concerned about eye pokes. That's really yeah. And there were eye pokes in the last fight, and I don't know.
I hope we get some knockouts there. I think we will tonight. There's a few fights on here that just scream knockout. So.
Let's see if the UFC lettering stays on this time. We'll see.
Yeah. Mason again. I know Super Chat money goes towards Mike's coffees, but when is the next swing rounds? Can we use some of the money for a round of 18? Working on it. We had something in the works like a few weeks ago, and then something kind of happened schedule-wise that precluded it from happening. We hear you. I get messages every week about doing it. We will do another one. We'll do several. It's just a matter of it takes time. This is not like hey, fill in on Tuesday and it'll be ready Thursday. It takes a lot of editing and a lot of time and a lot of like vision on how we still don't even know like what it really is yet. I think we have an idea of where we want to go with it, but we will definitely do it again. I know Mike Perry wants to play golf again. Perhaps we will revisit that. Maybe somebody else can join us. Who knows? But we will do it again. That's for sure. Just don't know when yet.
All right. Thank you much.
Mike and Casey, do you watch UFL football?
What is UFL? I don't know what that is.
It's like, I don't know. It's like what the XFL used to be. I think they combined the leagues. Did they not?
Is it like an off-season football league type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't.
It's the US. What the US? It was the USFL and the XFL merging. This is the P. So basically, this is PF. This is the PFL of the like against. Yeah, this is PFL to the NFL's UFC. If that makes sense, that's what this group is. The Rock is like the big owner, and
but no. Okay, but nobody's leaving the NFL for like a better contract in the UFL, right?
No. God.
Well, I'm trying to do a little bit. I'm trying to do a little bit comparison. I'm just asking.
Look, there are some players who will get cut that are not on the roster, and this gives them another place to go compete.
Yeah,
they're not getting Saudi money like PFL does, where they could just go and get everybody, but just basically based on how they are viewed by the sports watching public, the UFL is PFL.
Okay, I mean, it's like does the UFL have a patchy mix? Like, oh man, if that guy was on the Rams, man, he'll be a Pro Bowler. I don't know.
I mean, the XFL had a few of those guys. Yeah. They had a few of those guys.
I guess that's what I'm asking. You know, they're like, I don't know. Okay,
yeah. I mean, they're not obviously not comparable sports, but yeah, it's
I was just wondering.
Basically, two C+ leagues merging as one.
Okay,
it's kind of what this is. So but no, to answer your question, I do not watch it.
You know what I do enjoy? I've gone to just one game live and I had the best time. Canadian football. That was fun. I don't know. I had a great time.
I used to watch that on TV all the time.
Yeah, I like the 3 downs, 20-yard end zone. It was 20 meter. I don't know, but it was good. I liked it. All right,
Doug Flutie, baby. JB, if Cannonier wins, who do you match him up with? Winner of Chimaev versus Whitaker? That's how, like, in a real sport it would go, but this is not a real sport. This is the UFC. Jared Cannonier is going to fight Brendan Allen next if he wins. That's where he's going. If Chimaev beats Whitaker, he's getting a title fight. If Whitaker beats Chimaev, probably getting a title fight. Sean Strickland is ahead of Jared Cannonier. Whether or not he has a win over him, however that fight was, means nothing in this conversation because Jared's not a star. Sean Strickland is a huge star. Both Chimaev and Whitaker are stars. I think Cannonier, if he wins, he fights Brendan Allen. I think if Imavov wins, he fights Brendan Allen.
Yeah, I think Imavov winning, there's options, I think, for him. Cannonier winning, he is not fighting Chimaev Whitaker. Just zero chance. Zero chance. Because this is not a real sport.
Yeah, he's just not a star. Yeah. He's not a star.
He's 40 years old. The UFC cannot take that risk because what if Cannonier wins tonight, then what if he beats Chimaev? Just say it. That's great for Cannonier, but the UFC don't want that.
No, they do not.
UFC don't want that. So,
no. They saw Cannonier in a title fight. They didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
unless
who knows?
Unless he just becomes a different person and does the damn thing when he gets that microphone, Who knows? Outside of that,
Getting Hamzat was the best thing that could have, like, if he had gotten the Hamzat fight, that would have been the best thing that could have happened to him. If he was fighting Chimaev and Saudi, like, that would be his best chance to get to a title. Like, literally, he has to fight Hamzat to get one. And I don't think that's realistic for him at this point in time. It's unfortunate, but it's just the nature of the business right now.
this is true.
Terrence, 303, Alex versus Brock as a replacement. How does it sell? Terrence has been on one of these super chats these days. It would be gigantic if they did Pereira versus Brock Lesnar. It'd be huge.
Brock versus,
me.
Me, yeah. Brock versus a dining room table. They'll sell. I don't know. It's like, Brock versus anyone. Brock versus, of course, yeah. That would sell. I don't know. That would sell.
Yeah, Brock versus Alex would be huge. It'd be huge. It wouldn't do what Connor and Chandler are going to do, but it's like a step below it. It's going to do like $1.5 million if they did Pereira versus Brock Lesnar. It'd be ridiculous.
What does better than Connor Chandler? That's
God, fuck. It doesn't matter, man. Like Connor against anybody at this point is gonna win. Maybe Poirier, because Poirier is a star. Connor Nate 3 would be huge. That would probably be the biggest one he could get right now. Yeah, cool. I'll go with that. Mason, damn, dude, you busy. Any thoughts on the new season so far? Personally, I have Team Grasso. Love the theme for the season. I have zero thoughts on Tough because I've watched literally not 1 second of it, nor probably will I this entire season. The only thing I know is that Valentina Shevchenko doesn't allow. She is
water.
Herman Boone from Remember the Titans during their summer football camp, where it didn't allow the players to drink water. Water is for cowards. Water makes you weak. That whole thing. And apparently people got real bent out of shape about it. So that's literally all I know about this program.
That's all I know too. It's so funny. I just came back from sparring, and in between rounds I was drinking water, of course, out of my thermos right here. And I was actually thinking, I was like, oh, what did Valentina say as I was drinking the water? I was literally like, she got in my head.
There you go.
Yeah, it's an opinion she has. Cool. It's worked for her.
Yeah.
Oh, but I totally forgot Tough was on. I didn't know. Yeah. Unless it's part of my job assignment to watch Tough, I'm just not interested in it.
Nope. Not doing it. Thank you, Kenny. Does Daniel Marcos get to keep his O tonight? It's going to be a good fight. Him and Casadei is going to be really fun, but I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
I'm picking Marcos to win.
I'm looking at his Davy Grant. So, okay. Yeah, I think he keeps his O tonight. Exciting prospect. How old is he? 31. Okay, well, he's prospect hitting his prime, so yeah, now kind of this is his run. This is his run. This is his time. So he's at that age. So yeah. Too much.
Dean Park, what is the worst and best bet y'all have placed monetarily and emotionally?
Emotional bets.
I gotta say, I don't bet a ton, but I definitely bet on the watch parties. Best bet is probably Max Holloway UFC 300. That was like, I felt real good about that heading in. I felt great about it as the fight was playing on. It was just a point spread bet, so I got some really good value on that because even if Holloway lost, I still got good value. He just needed to lose by less than 5.5. The worst one that made me really pissed, it would have been a 301. It was probably the Anthony Smith submission win because I would have cashed like a monster parlay and been up like 1 billion units had his opponent, which I can't even remember his name right now, Vitor Petrino. Had Vitor Petrino fought a smart fight and won, that would have been gigantic. But I got to say, Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa really sucked, man. Because I had Sean Strickland, I had a point spread bet on Sean Strickland, and I felt so good about it, especially after a 49-46 from the first judge. And then the other judge calls it, or 50-45. 50-45 Strickland was the first card. I'm like, okay, I win. All I need is for like both judges to score for Strickland in any way, and I win. And then when I heard 49-46 for Costa, I was like, oh my God, dude. Like if I don't get a 50-45 on the other end, I lose the bet. And sure enough, I didn't get it. I was so mad. Go back and watch I was pissed. I was very, very upset about that. Because I wasn't betting Strickland like minus 300. But with this point spread, I think I got him at minus 140. So I got so much extra value. And David Torelli screwed me with that horrific scorecard. Even if he scored at 48-47 Costa, like that's fine. I would have won. But him scoring at 49-46 is so ridiculous. It's so bad.
I don't bet on fights. So but I do appreciate our great sponsors, DraftKings. So
yes.
Hashtag or promo code the MMA Hour.
The MMA Hour, yeah. I do have a bet on tonight's card.
Okay.
I have one bet, just one.
But you know it's funny. You know why I don't bet in fights? And actually, back to this question real quick. The emotional part. I don't like watching fights for that reason. Like, well, I hope that guy wins because I win $20. And I'm not like against betting. If you want to bet it, whatever. I just don't like that feeling, and or whatever. And also for me personally, winning $20 is whatever, but me losing $20, I'm pissed off for the whole week, type of thing. So that's just me.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. I do it mostly for fun, but I do pick by spots. Like once in a while, I'll see something that I don't think looks right. Like Vanessa Demopoulos was like a plus 300 dog in her last fight, and I was like, I don't think she should be this big of an underdog. So I like splashed a little something on her, and she won a decision she probably shouldn't have. And I'm doing the same tonight. Cody Stamen is like a plus 240 underdog.
Oh wow!
To Taylor Lapilus, so I'm like, I think Cody's a little bit better than a plus 240 underdog. So I'll go ahead and just take a little shot. And if he loses, who gives a shit? But if he wins, cool.
I get that more like ridiculous lines than more like just betting. I understand. All right, thank you much.
Please. Thank you. Nam Kablam, your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drink? Fuck, man, I don't know.
I don't drink, so
I'm not really a big drinker either.
Oh, but I do enjoy though, and I got them when I was in Japan. They're called oolong highs. It's oolong tea and some sort of liquor. I don't know. They're called oolong highs, and man, they mess you up. So that's all I really know about drinking.
Yeah. Right now I'm drinking a sparkling ice strawberry watermelon flavor.
Right. I drink a lot
for the working man right now.
Yeah. I have my 1 Celsius, my can of Celsius a day too. So that's kind of my vibe. All right.
Achilles, see y'all for the post show. Racky versus Praches, not going past the second. A good bet. Let me look at the line on that. Let me see. Because I'm curious what the under 1.5 is plus 105, over 1.5 is minus 135. So it's not bad. I wonder.
I haven't paid that much attention to Charles Radke, to be honest. So
I just need to see fight props. Let's go. Fight to go to. Yeah, you could take a shot. I mean, fight doesn't go to the cards is minus 220. So maybe it just gives you a little bit of a buffer if you want to go ahead and do that. Means that fight ends inside the distance. So, it's a bunch of points, but at least you're solidifying yourself another 7.5 minutes.
All right.
So, yeah, I don't think this fight goes to the cards. Favorite KFC item?
What's that?
I haven't had KFC in forever, dude.
A couple years ago when I was in Mississippi and I had to get something on the way to the airport. I don't know what it's called, but it's just like big bowl of mashed potatoes. It's like all the sides
Corn and
and
the little
corn
popcorn
and
chicken in
popcorn
there.
chicken.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so good. It was so good.
That's it.
I don't know what it's
the
called,
correct
but
answer.
yeah, whatever that thing is, yeah, I was like, that was
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. Reminds me of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Back to basic. Casey is 2-0 correct? Is Tapology wrong saying 1-0?
1-0 officially. I've done a few. I'm doing some smokers and some like kind of non-sanctioned. Well, they're sanctioned, but they're not like government sanctioned exhibition bouts. But 1-0 is actually technically it's still correct though. Yeah, I'm still competing, but not under CSAC, which is the or CAMO, which is the California fighting regulatory body here. But thanks for asking.
All right. If we're done with super chats, we'll make our predictions and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's go to super chat. I mean, let's go to our predictions.
Okay. All right. Let me pull up the card real quick. There we go. We'll skip the bonuses right now. We'll just get right into it. Main card begins with a welterweight contest, Casey. Miguel Baeza is back. He takes on longtime middleweight, now welterweight, Puna Soriano. Who you got?
I'm going Soriano, knockout, round 2.
Damn. Baeza. I have my Baeza. I have Baeza knockout round 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this card go to the Does this fight go to the judges?
No.
Yeah.
No, these are two get or get got all stars right here.
Yeah. I mean, I like
Puna.
that.
Puna is like first team get or get got. He's a good time. Speaking of get or get got, Casey, we go to middleweight. Julian Marquez is back. He's the -142 favorite, taking on Zach Reese, who comes back at +120. Zach Reese has never been out of the first round, Casey. Does that streak continue?
It does not continue. He will win a decision. I'm going Zach Reese decision.
Holy shnikes. It's Get or Get Got All-Stars.
You're going
the remix 2.0. Julian Marquez, first round submission in a super fun 90-second battle where both guys just get after it. Reese falls, Marquez taps him. Again, more Get or Get Got All-Stars cases. It's going to be a fun main card. Yeah. Bruno Ferreira, -258. Comeback on Dustin Stoltzfus, +210. It's Bruno Ferreira, first round KO for me.
Bruno Ferreira, first round KO for me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. That fight is not getting out of the first round.
No. I'm looking forward to that fight. Yeah.
It'd be fun as hell. Then we get to Raul Rosas Jr., the 19-year-old, -245 favorite, comeback on Ricky Tercios, +200. Who you got?
I have a dominant 30-26 by Raul Rosas Jr.
Raul Rosas Jr., first round TKO.
Okay.
He's just going to take, dude, he's just going to keep taking this man down. There's nothing he can do about it. And then he's just going to get beat up. Like, that's it.
I think we see the same fight.
There's so many people on the preview show chat being like, Ricky Tercios is a layup bet at +200. I'm like, what are you talking about? This dude cannot stop a takedown unless he is the best, unless he's Dustin Poirier all of a sudden and can defend some. I just don't see it happening. So, yeah, Raul Rosas Jr., first round, gets it done. We go to the co-main event, light heavyweights. Dustin Jacoby, big favorite, -245, taking on the two-time title challenger, Dominic Reyes, comes back at +200. Casey, we're both picking Dominic Reyes. How are you picking him? How does he get it done?
In a disciplined performance, he wins a well-deserved 30-27. Competitive, but he clear winner 30-27. I believe in Dominic Reyes. I still believe.
I think Dominic Reyes. I think we're gonna. This is the way I viewed this fight when I made this pick, and I'm not happy about it at all. I picked Dominic Reyes first round knockout. He's just gonna do the opposite of what everyone is going to tell him to do, but he's just going to land something crazy on Jacoby and just ice him. And he's not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe it. The world is not going to believe it. But he does it. And he keeps his job and he gets that win and he moves on. And this is the pick I'm the least confident in. This is my journey into wacky world. That's where we're at right now.
Wow.
Don't love this pick.
Has Jacoby he hasn't been finished since he hasn't been finished by strike since King Mo back in 2014 in Bellator.
Yes.
Am I reading that right? Yeah. So
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So
It's been a minute. Yeah. But that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I think Dustin's getting a little older too, so
yeah.
But again, this is just a magic wand pick that I have no confidence in. We go to the main event. Nassourdine Imavov, the -125 favorite to come back on Jared Cannonier, +105. I already answered this on the previous show. I don't even love this pick either, but I'm going Imavov via decision in a fight that we will probably never watch again.
I'm going Imavov, round 4, TKO.
Damn. All right. Well, that'd be a hell of an ending. That'd be a great way to kick right into the post-fight show. Hit the music. We are done. Appreciate you all. Enjoy the fights. And then we'll be back here as soon as they're over to talk about them. So for Casey, I am Mike Heck. Let's have ourselves a Saturday, huh? Let's do it. Peace out. Enjoy.